And India's IT sector has grown by leaps and bounds in the last financial year, and COVID era has increased dependence of the world on IT services. Technology still remains crucial to drive growth and transformation, but what is the outlook for future and how the weakening rupee is impacting IT firms? To talk all that and much more, today we are joined by Krishnan Ramanujam. He is president of NASSCOM. He is also president Enterprise Growth Group for TCS Tata Consultancy Services. Good morning to you. First of all, what is the outlook for the IT sector for the current year? How do you see the future now?
Looking to the future, as I had mentioned when I took over as the chairman of NASSCOM, the industry is on a very solid wicket, and we believe that we have the potential to reach about $350 billion in terms of the overall industry size over the next few years. And that trajectory is pretty much on course, and FY23 should be a strong year as well. Although, given a lot of the macro situations that are emerging, FY23 may be a slower year compared to FY22. And let's remember that FY22 came on the back of a somewhat weak FY21 on account of the COVID pandemic. And coming off of a high base, FY23 is probably going to be a little slower than FY22, but still a very, very strong year ahead. And on a longer term growth trajectory, we couldn't be more bullish about the prospects for this industry.
Well, today, for the first time ever, the rupee has touched 78 against dollar. It's good news for IT sector. You get more rupee for the dollars you earn. What is your outlook and what is the assessment of impact of currency fluctuations?
Currency fluctuations are facts of life, Sumit, and there is very little that we can do to control it. But what we will be very focused on is ensuring that our competitiveness as an overall industry and an ecosystem is continuing to strengthen year after year, so that India can truly reap the potential of what this industry represents, and being a very, very strong transformational player for the global market. That is what we are extremely focused on. Currency fluctuations will happen in one form or another throughout the course, and that is not something that we can control, and so we don't, at least I personally don't worry too much about that.
Well, COVID-19 lockdowns were disruptive for many industries. For you, they benefited because dependence on IT increased. How do you see now post-COVID-19 era growth for you?
Sumit, the way I would like to look at it is that if you look at it on a very narrow frame, like for example, compared to FY22, how will FY23 be? On that short-term focus, it might look like the growth is coming off. But the important positive effect the COVID impact has had is the establishment of the fact that technology is a solution and not the problem in most cases. Right? So that awareness and the realization that technology can be a very, very powerful force for transformation is now there across the globe, across the industry spectrum. And that is a very positive thing for the industry overall. And so I think it's going to be very, very strong going forward in terms of the impact technology will have across the industry.
And one last question on the hiring trends for India's IT sector. Can you throw some light on that?
Again, I'll speak on behalf of the industry. I think the hiring trajectory will continue to be strong. The demand momentum that most of our member companies are reporting continues to be very strong, despite the macro headwinds that people are getting concerned about. So I would expect 23 to be another year of strong hiring.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thanks for the perspective you gave. WION now available in your country. Download the app and get all the news on the move.